My great people, I welcome you to another episode of So I'm Yourself. Today we want to learn how to draft our basic bodice pattern. So this one are the updated version from the one where I first do. So if you're ready, make we start. The tools where we need are the tape measure, this pattern paper, straight ruler, curved ruler. So this straight ruler now two, the short one and the long one. So I like use the short one because it's very easy to use. And the curved ruler, see am. So then we pen marker and these two marker and the pen. So make we start. So the first thing we go need and is now the measurements. So for the basic bodies, you need your across back measurement or shoulder measurement. You need the bust measurement, that is the round bust measurement. You need the round waist measurement, and then you need your hip measurement if your blouse go reach the hip, if not be half length where you want to make it reach. Then for the horizontal vertical measurement, so the first one where I talk now the horizontal measurement, that is round measurement. Then the vertical measurement will be the straight measurement. You need the shoulder to the bust point, you need the shoulder to the bust to the under bust. That is if you want to use under bust measurement, if you want to make it get the, if you want to use modify them for the under bust measurement today there. Then you also need the shoulder to the waist measurement. So make we start. The shoulder measurement for this pattern are 15 inches. So we go divide 15 inches into 2 to get 7.5 inches. So I go mark 7.5 inch here. Then the neck width, that is for the neck width, now 3 inches will be the standard. So I go just leave them for that 3 inches standard measurement. Then I go come for this place, this shoulder point here. I go come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slant or the shoulder slope. So I go connect them like so. The next thing what we go come do now, from this part here, this from this shoulder tip here, I will come insert the vertical measurement, that is the straight measurement. So the first line where I go insert here now the upper chest line measurement, that is half of the round armhole or your shoulder divided by 2. The half of it you insert them here, or if you don't want to use that method, you fit divide your bust by 36, then you add, sorry, your bust by 6, then you add 1.5. So the bust for this pattern are 36 inches plus 1.5 now 7.5 inch. So I go mark them here. Then the bust line now 10 inches. So I go mark them here. So the reason why I, say here I don't already come down by 1 inch, so 1 inch don't minus here. So I go need to add and join my basic measurement. So the under bust measurements, I go mark them here. And then the waist measurement or the half length measurements, I will mark them for here like so. So I go replicate these measurements for this other side so that I go get equal accurate measurements. So then I go use my straight ruler to connect the lines. I beg ensure say your measurements they correct you, because as I they look, so it be like say I skip the measurements, they no correspond. So I go just make sure say everything they match up or they lined up. So the next thing we will go do now to take the same measurements where we take here, the shoulder measurement, I go insert them for half of my armhole here. So you see I go insert them here at least 7.5 inches. Then I will connect the lines together. So that one don't set. The next thing where I will do now to insert the neck depth. So I will also use 3 inches for the neck depth here. So 3 inches here. So if you like, if you connect them direct with your curved ruler like this, just use your curved ruler, connect them to this 3 inches mark there. The next thing what we go do now to insert the bust measurement. So the bust now 36 divided by 4, 9 inches. So 9 inches they here. Then I will come for this point, this shoulder up chest line, go measure them into 2. Then I'll derive the midpoint. So then I'll come in by half inch from the midpoint. So then I will also connect them to this shoulder tip here. So you see, the next measurement where we go insert now the dart. So the dart we derive them by getting the nipple to nipple measurement, divide by 2. So for this pattern na 8 inches. So I go mark 8 inches here. So that 8 inches wey we mark, you know say we divide them by 2 to get 4 inches. So this na the chest line, this na the bust line, this na the under bust line, and this na the waist line. So from this chest line here, you know say here na the armhole line. So this na the bust line, this na here where the dart go start from. So wetin I go come do be say, from this bust line I will come down by 1 inch. Then for the waistline, I will just take half inches for both sides. So this na just basic bodice with just normal simple waist dart. So if you modify your pattern later to get under bust or princess or whatever other line where you want. Then from this bust line, to get the side bust dart. So what you go do be say, you go just come for this bust line, you go divide them. See, just come from this bust line, come down by 2 inch or 1 inch, or just divide them into 2, get the midpoint here like this. So you see, then you go from this bust apex here, you go just come out by 1 inch. Then you connect them to these points. So you see I'm here. Then from here you go just take half inch for the both sides. Half inch for the both sides. That's not just the simple method to get them. Otherwise, if the distance where you go come down from the bust line, if you want to use the other method, you will use the difference between your back waistline and the front waistline. From the back, from the shoulder tip to the waistline for the front, they always longer than for the back waistline because of the bust. So the bust will carry the waistline up. Now make them. So the back will be 15 inches, and the front go dey like 16 inches. So they always dey like that. So to get this distance now, you will can't use that difference. So if now 1 inch, you just come down here by 1 inch. So from this 1 inch now, you will mark the dart. Then the next thing for us now to insert our basic measurements. So the bust now 9 inches. Mark them for the same here. Then the under bust, if you want use the under bust method, you will just come for here, mark, measure your under bust round. The under bust round are 29 inches divided, 30 inches divided by 4, 7.5 inch. So you go mark them there. Plus this half inch dart allowance, 8 inches. So you go mark them here. Then the waistline now 32 inches divided by 4, 8 inches. Plus the 1 inch dart, 9 inch. So you go mark them there like that. The next thing is for us to connect our lines together. So see, the front pattern done dey ready. So you see I'm saying they're very easy and they're very simple. So you know they're difficult. So the next thing is just for us to add seam allowance. So just add your seam allowance for your pattern. So make I just use this. So this side now for the front. So this part go dey unfold, center front go dey unfold. So the next thing now to get the back. So to get the back, the first thing we go just do now to come for this part here. See, we'll just come here, mark 1 inch for the zip. So make I just mark out 1 inch for the zip here. I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect them. Okay, so the next thing I go do now to insert the neck, the shoulder measurement. So the shoulder now 7.5 inches and the neck now 3 inches. So sorry, here. The next thing we will do from here, we'll come down by 1 inch, connect them to the shoulder here. Then the back neckline, they always stay higher than the front neckline, so I will just come down by 1 inch there. So the next thing now to insert the chest measurement, that is the chest line, will be 7.5 too. Then the bust measurements, that's the bust point, now 10.5, that is, sorry, 11 inches plus the under bust line, even though back no need for under bust. Then the waistline are 17 inches. So I will just use the straight ruler to connect the lines together. So this now like the foundation for all your garments. Any garment where you want sew, anything where you want sew, especially if na top. So now from here you go modify them to get any other design or pattern where you like. So you fit use this one now, take from your princess shoulder dart, any kind outfits, even spaghetti, cow neckline, anything. So now from this basic bodice pattern, now you go for get them. So they always good make you get proper knowledge of how the basic bodies work. So the next thing now for us to get our dart will be 4 inches. That is 8 divided by 2 from one nipple to the other. So we don't get the dart, but the back dart they always they higher. You know, say from this front dart here, remember say from the bust line I come down by 1 inch. For the back dart from this bust line I will go up by that 1 inch or 1.5. So it's always good make the back dart they very high. So from the waistline here I will just take 1/2 inch for the both sides. Then I will connect them to the here. So don't connect them. The next thing now to get the back armhole. So to get the back armhole, I will start by inserting the bust measurement, will be 36 divided by 4, 9 inches. So this 9 inches here, I will connect them to the midpoint here. You remember say here we divide this line by 2 for the front here. So this is not the midpoint. But you know say for this front, I come in by 1/2 inch. But for the back, I no go come in by 1/2 inch. I will just connect them direct. So I don't connect them direct like this. The next thing I go do now, this is now the zip allowance. So for the zip allowance, in order not to get zip bulge for the back, I'll just come for this side. I'll feel go up by 1 inch or 1/2 inch. It depends on you. It depends on your preference. So from here, I could just connect them to that leg, so that this part no go get any zip bulge. The next thing is to insert my the side seam. To get the side seam, I just to insert the body's measurement. So from here, you know say the bust now 9 inches. That is 36 divided by 4, 9 inch plus this small allowance way there, that allowance there, I will add them back. Always remember to add back all your that. Then the waist now 32 divided by 4, 8 plus this 1 inch that allowance 9. So go mark them here. The next thing now to connect all my lines together. I don't connect them now. So to also I will need to add 1 inch seam allowance as I add for the front bodies. So I don't add the 1 inch seam allowance. Also, don't forget to add your seam allowance for the armhole as well as for the shoulder, for the joining, shoulder joining here. So you just add 1/2 inch for the shoulder joining here. So make sure say you add for the front too, so that you don't go day short when you day sew your patterns together. So now everything where they related to pattern drafting with this. So you see this now the center back. So you go there too, because you will cut this side open, then from here. So make I cut this pattern now, make una see the final outcome. So thank you for watching. If this video they helpful, I beg don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will see you for my next video. Bye bye.